channel. My name is Nasalima Ramruth. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe this video. Today we're going to share about something that is interesting. Today we're going to share about time management. Now, time management is very broad. It's not like I'm going to keep time so that I cannot be late at work. It's not only fixed to that, although there is also that part of time management. But time management involves many things. It is very broad in itself. So what is time management? Time management is concluding different tasks in the required period. So maybe you are required by your company, you're required by your bosses to finish certain tasks within a certain period, or maybe you're required to reach within a certain period at a certain place. So that is what we call time management. If you reach within the required time, or if you conclude tasks within the required time, then you would have fulfilled the time management. So time management, as I've said, is very broad. And there are many advantages of time management. Time management helps us not to be stressed out because we would have concluded the tasks in the accorded time. And also another thing that time management has is the fact that it helps us to be productive in our daily lives. There are many things that we are supposed to do as human beings that involve much input, but time management doesn't require much of you. It doesn't require capital. It needs you as a person to keep time. You're required as a person to keep time. There is nothing much that is required of you. Just keep time. Into how we can keep time. How best can we be good time managers as people? So that one of the things that we're supposed to do is to set clear goals. We have to set clear goals as people. Say you're given a certain task to handle, you're given something to carry out within a given period of time, you must set clear goals. You're like, if they have given me this project, I'm supposed to work on this project. Set clear goals that will help you work within that required time. Set a goal and you're like, by this day I would have finished this. By this day I would have achieved this goal. This will help you to be a good time manager. And within those goals, prioritize. Just like I've said, that set clear goals. There will always be those things that you have to prioritize with that will help you be a good time manager. Set clear goals for yourself. Do not stretch yourself beyond what you cannot do. You understand? So you set clear goals that you will be able to do what? To fulfill, and that you'll also understand. If you also have a team, that the team will understand. So that is time management. In order for you to be a good time manager, you ought to set clear goals that will help you out in this journey of time management. Another thing that you can do is to prioritize tasks. We've talked about setting goals, prioritize tasks. There are always those things that are urgent and those that are important. There are those that are urgent and important, those that are important but not urgent, and there are those that are urgent but not important. So it's up to you to set those clear goals. The urgent and important, the important and not urgent. You prioritize and set clear goals that you will follow in order to be a good time manager. You understand? So prioritize, set clear goals. Prioritize is number 2. Number 3 is that plan and schedule. Plan and schedule as a person. Do you have a diary to begin with? If it's not a diary per se, do you have a notebook to begin with? That notebook where you write those simple, small things that you're supposed to do. You know, sometimes we overlook stuff like planning and scheduling, but those are very important things. There is one person that I know of. They plan for the whole year. They make an annual plan. You understand? So if you're the friend or you're a relative and you're planning, say, an introduction, you're planning, say, a wedding, you want to invite her to a certain ceremony, you would have invited her prior, you understand? So she makes an annual plan, writes everything down. So if you invite her, say, to a ceremony within that period, she will have another program. So it's up to you to invite her prior if you understand her. And that thing helps with organization. It helps with time management. You understand? She will know that at such and such a time, at such and such a day, a month, I will be in this very place. So they will work towards being there at that very point in time. So always learn to schedule your tasks, plan for them. Get a diary. Sometimes you may not be good at remembering what you have recorded in the notebook. Get your phone, record down those important things that you don't want to forget. You understand? There is the calendar. There are different apps that can help you out. Record different tasks in those calendars. They will help you. They will give you an alarm, and you will know that today, tomorrow, I'll be here, I'll have to be here at such and such a point in time. You will prepare very well, and you'll be a good time manager. So we've talked about setting clear goals. We've talked about prioritizing. We've talked about scheduling time. Another thing that we can do is to break tasks into manageable tasks. You understand? Manageable sets. You break the different tasks. Say you have been given a certain assignment. You understand that maybe if they've given me something, and to write about something, to give an opinion about something, a written opinion, or they wanted to write a certain essay, to be a good time manager, you break into manageable tasks. You say that this will be the introduction, and I'll start with the introduction at such and such a time. Then after that, I will make some research, say for the body, and then maybe I'll make some research for the conclusion. So you break the work into manageable tasks. Say you're supposed, to prepare for something. If you're to prepare for something, say you're going to, let me give a clear example that I can explain more. So you're going to give a speech on a certain topic. Get that topic, break it down into the different sections. I want advantages, I want the disadvantages. Those are the manageable ones. You break them. You don't go broad. You get the advantages, the disadvantages, the everything that pertains that topic that you're going to talk about. You break it down into different sects. It will help you to be a good time manager, because you will give every sect good time, and you will give it attention, and in conclusion, you'll be able to work within the required time. So you won't just you won't just proceed with it without thinking about the time that you'll spend, and without thinking that if you break into different tasks, it will help you understand what the time that you will accord to it. So you finish it within the required time, and you don't take a lot of time. You're not caught up by time and all that. So another thing that we can do to be good time managers is to avoid multitasking. Are you a multitasker? So say in your family, you're supposed to do laundry, you're supposed to do the mopping, you're supposed to prepare the kids and all that. Do you do all that at once? Are you really able to do all that at once? Because if you do all that at once, it will eat you up, and you won't even conclude within the required time. But if you avoid multitasking, you will know that I'm going to first do laundry. After laundry, I will iron. After ironing, I will mop. After mopping, I'll prepare kids. Whichever way you want to do it, to be a good time manager, avoid multitasking at work. If you're given assignments and all that, do you do the research together with the drafting? If you are a lawyer, you're doing the research together with the drafting at once. You understand? You're supposed to go to office at once. This takes us to another topic, is delegation. Another topic is delegation. So if you're to avoid multitasking for time management, you have to go into delegation. You will be a good time manager, because you would have done like 2 tasks at the same time. You would have beaten 2 birds with 1 stone. You would have not multitasked but concluded a certain task, and you have delegated and concluded a certain task. So we delve into delegation. Delegating is giving someone something that you would have done yourself. You give them the opportunity to do it so that you can reduce on your workload sometimes, and sometimes you also do it because you'll be training them so that at a certain point in time they can also effect what you have been effecting, because whatever we are doing, we won't do it forever. Wherever you are, there was someone, and that someone taught you, or you were taught from some other place through delegation and all that. So you also delegate such that you may save time. You won't do this task you won't go to a meeting and work on a certain project at the same time. You understand? So you can go to a meeting, you delegate someone to handle a certain project so that you can finish within a given period of time. So we've also learned about delegation as something that can help us to what? To be good time managers. So another thing that we can do is to minimize this distraction. So you're always on your computer doing work while you say you're on phone, you're on WhatsApp. There are different calls that are coming in and all that. There are certain apps on your phone. Actually, the day has 24 hours, but it doesn't mean that working should be for 24 hours or 12 hours or the 8 hours that you're supposed to be at work. No, you can concentrate for 2 or 3 hours. You understand? You can be a good time manager, concentrate for 3 hours and finish the task that you're supposed to finish in a certain day. You understand? So you can do time management or effect time management through that also, through avoiding distractions. There are some apps on the phone that help us, just in case you want to do a certain thing, you limit, you like, I will not be receiving calls at this time. I will not be receiving WhatsApp messages at this time. You set in the settings, so you just focus on the work that you're supposed to do. You focus, you understand. Sometimes it's even, say, exercising. You because these are some of the things that we do. You're exercising and you're like, within such and such a period of time, no one is supposed to call because I want to keep time. I'm giving me 20 minutes of exercise so that I can manage them and do other tasks. You understand? I say by saying that just because we have 8 hours to work at to be at work doesn't mean that we're supposed to work within those 8 hours. We can spare 3 hours for our work. We can work within 3 hours if we avoid distractions. You switch off that movie. You put settings in the phone to block you from receiving calls, receiving all that distracts you. You know, there are certain things that we know that distract us. So you can focus within that time and you be a good manager. The time manager. You do your things effectively and efficiently. You understand? So through avoiding distractions, you can also be good time managers. Another thing we can do is to take breaks. Take breaks. Wherever you are, take a break. Take a break. It doesn't mean that time management involves being active 24/7. Also, taking breaks is part of time management because you will be fresh. Sometimes people take naps and people think that they are just lazy or so, but if you take a break from a certain activity, you come back when you are new. You are someone that is active again because you have taken a break. Now you are fresh. You start everything afresh. So if you are to be good time managers, we ought to also take into consideration that thing of taking a break. They say that work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So we ought to also take a break. You understand? Then another thing that we ought to do is to say no. Are you a person that always says yes? You're a yes person. They call you to a certain ceremony, you're always saying yes. I'm here, where is the food? You understand? I'm here, where is the party? We have to go to the party. Are you such a kind of person? They call you every time, you're like, yes. We invite you for lunch, like, oh, where is that place? You're going to Java's? I'm there. Yet you have something to do. They gave you, say, something, say they gave you a project to work on, they gave you something to work on at work, but you're not mindful. You're always saying yes, even amidst that thing that you're doing that you're supposed to concentrate on. You're saying yes. Kwegamba gwe toyina n'omukamwa webanjagalira wembeera webanjagalira wendi okitegeera nze wendi. Even if you're effecting something, nze wendi, you understand. So you end up, say you're having exams tomorrow, you're having tests the next week, they have called you to go say out, but since you don't have a no, you're always saying yes, I'm there. You won't be a good time manager. Exams will come just because you did not manage your time well. You won't perform well because you were always saying yes to everything that came in, you understand? So we ought to always have a no in our mouths if we are to be good time managers. So we have explained all those things that can help us to be good time managers. But even though we have spoken about them, we also have to speak about the disadvantages of not being good time managers. There are different disadvantages, but I'll give us some, you understand? So because I know these things we know, and we ought to just remind ourselves, just like I'm also reminding myself, we ought to just remind ourselves. So one of the disadvantages is that you always miss deadlines if you are a bad time manager. If you don't keep time, you always miss deadlines. You understand? They give you something to work on and they ask for it. Sometimes they don't even ask for it, but you have missed the deadline. You can't give it in because you were not thoughtful. You're not thoughtful of that. Sometimes we are just reluctant. And you don't lose anything. I started by saying that time management is one of the things that don't require capital. They don't need anything much. Tekyetaaga capital to keep time. Tekyetaaga kinene. You don't need much. You don't need a meeting to sit down and say, today we are sitting down. We are sitting this meeting. We have to deliberate on time management. We have please, no, there is nothing like that. You understand? You just stand as a person. You're like, I'm going to keep time. It doesn't take much from you. Actually, you gain a lot. You know, there are certain things that we cannot avoid. The Bible says that, teach me to number my days that I may have a heart of wisdom. You understand? So we have to keep time. So we may be wise. They have given you something to work on and they asked for it, or sometimes they don't ask for it. And by the time they need it, it is not there. You have missed the deadline. Sometimes you're the owner of the company and there is no one you're answerable to, but you have missed the deal, you understand, just because you did not keep time. Teach us to number our days that we may have a heart of wisdom. Also, another disadvantage is like if we do not keep time, it decreases our productivity. We are not productive if we do not keep time, or if you are not good time managers. We be unproductive, you understand? We be I didn't want to use the word useless, but you're not productive if you do not keep time. You know, there are certain people that I know of that are swift. You give them to do this task, they will effect. You give them the effect, they are swift, you understand? Such people are always productive. So if you are not a good time manager, you have decreased productivity, you understand? Also, another thing that is a disadvantage is that if you're not a good time manager, stress is your friend. So stress and time management are things that move together. They move together, they are not parallel. Stress and poor time management are not parallel, they are always together. If you do not keep time, stress will be on you. They will need work, you wouldn't have beaten the deadline, and you will want to do something at your home and you have not concluded it, or you have not done it within the required time. You have not. There are some small things that we overlook, but they make us they give us stress, you understand. So if you don't keep time, you will keep on procrastinating, and the more you procrastinate, you become stunted. You're just there, you understand. So let us learn to be good time managers. We started by talking about how we can be good time managers and the disadvantages of not being time managers. I guess we have all understood about time management. Thank you so much for watching. I know we have benefited a lot from this topic, because as I say this, I'm also saying it to myself. Yeah, we all want to always reach earlier at our workplaces, reach earlier at, say, church, reach early at parties, such that we be wise. We be wise people, we be respected people, we be honored because we keep time. Do you know of those people that they point at and they're like, oh, that person, if you call them or invite them somewhere, they will come 5 minutes before, they'll come 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they'll come before the whatever meeting you would have prepared, because they respect time. And there are those that they also know that if you invite so and so, my dear, you invite them at 8 a.m. if you know you want them at 10 a.m., such that if they come at 9:30, you're good to go. You understand? There are also those people. So where do you want to fall? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nasali Maram Ruth. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Ciao.